This is Matthew Ratcliff, and welcome to BYW Talk. My first guest tonight is one of my brothers. He is the founder, owner, and CEO of Badass Wrestling Entertainment, and he's also the BWE champion. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brandon Connor.
Hey Matthew, how's it going, man? Thanks for letting me be on your show.
All right, Brandon, explain to me how BWE started.
Well, Matthew, it's funny you asked that because today, October 28th, 2015, 4 years ago today, we uploaded the first ever Badass Wrestling Entertainment match. It was Brandon versus Caden. But when I created my wrestling ring back in 2011, I never expected anyone to wrestle on camera. Now, once we got Caden to do a match, that's when Jacob came along, and after that, that's when Badass Wrestling Entertainment truly started.
Okay, what were your goals in BWE?
Well, Matthew, I didn't really have too many goals when I first started Badass Wrestling Entertainment, but one goal of mine was to get about 50 subscribers. Now, today, we're at 92 subscribers, so I don't think it should be that hard to get 8 more subscribers, but I'm glad to say that we did surpass my goal of 50 subscribers. Now, the next milestone is 100, and I'm hoping to reach that pretty soon. And another goal of mine was to become BWE champion. And here I am today with the BWE championship.
How was your past Halloween horrors? How were they like?
Well, I've been in 2 BWE Halloween horror main events. The first one was back in 2013. I faced Psycho at BWE Halloween Horror 2. It was for the BWE Championship in a trunk match. The first person to put their opponent in the trunk and close it wins the match. Unfortunately, I did lose that match, fair and square. But I did go on to Wrestle Planet later on and win the BWE Championship and defeat Psycho. And on the last Halloween Horror 2014, I faced Tap Out in a casket match. And it was for 5 championships. And I'm glad to say that I got to walk out with all 5 championships. So if you ask me, I think I do pretty good at Halloween Horror.
All right. What was your favorite match to be in, or what were your favorite matches to be in?
Some of my favorite matches to be in was I'd have to go with December 21st, 2012, the end of the world, when I faced Jacob in an I Quit match with the BWE Championship on the line, the Evolution Championship, which is now the BCW Championship, and the loser gets fired and the winner becomes the owner of BWE. That's when I did the famous front flip off the building. That's one of my favorite matches. Season 2, Episode 10, Lightning, when I won BWE back and I defeated Jacob. That's another one. Let's see. The End of the World 2, BCW edition. Faced Jacob in an I Quit match. I finally made Jacob say I quit. That's one of my favorites. Let's see. Another favorite is Rock and Rumble this past year when I won Rock and Rumble. And I climbed the ladder and got the contract. And probably my favorite match as of recently would have to be me versus Tony Blaze at BWE's biggest pay-per-view of the year, WrestlePlanet 3.
All right. What were your worst matches to be in?
My worst match to be in, I'd have to say I Quit match, because I've lost two of those against Jacob. One at Match Madness, the first ever Match Madness, and then at BWE, the End of the World, the match pretty much everyone knows about, where I did a front flip off the building and still said I quit. But what is the worst match that I've ever done? I'd have to go with, it was last year, and it wasn't even my fault. It was a short match. We got a lot of hate for it, and rightfully so. It was against Dominator Machine when he accepted my open challenge. He didn't want to be there, and he basically just ruined the whole entire match.
Explain to me your thoughts on the match on Thunder with Victor, the escape match.
At BCW Brawl for All 3, I thought when I accepted Victor's open challenge, I thought that I'd have more competition than what I did. But he just didn't bring it. And that's basically why he gets one more title shot, and this is it. If he does not win this time, he is not going to get another title match from me. That's for damn sure. Now it's all or nothing for Victor here, and it's all or nothing for me. But for him, if he doesn't win, he don't get a rematch. He's already got one. He's already got one match, and he failed to bring it. So this time, he better not screw it up. And he better bring 110%, just like me.
All right. If you could describe Raven in one word, what would it be?
I'd have to go with arrogant, because I see Raven as someone who thinks they can just walk into my wrestling company and do whatever they want. Now, I think Raven thought that he was going to get a BWE Championship title match against Tony Blaze when he debuted and interfered into the main event of Match Madness 4. But that's not how it works in BWE. You can't just walk in here and think you're going to get a BWE Championship match. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to work for your spot to get that championship.
What are your thoughts on the attacks on Danny Cool, Tony Blaze, and Victor?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Raven's a coward, and he thought he was going to get a championship match, but it doesn't work that way.
What are your thoughts on the Freak and Shadow?
Yeah, I think Sid and Shadow, they're both pretty good wrestlers. I think Sid made a more impactful debut than Shadow. Now, don't get me wrong, Shadow and Sid both have been BCW champion, and Shadow's held more titles than Sid. But when Sid debuted, he right off the bat won the BCW championship within a few weeks. But Shadow, I've had several matches with him on Lightning, and one with Thunder, and I think he's pretty good though. And I'll say for Sid, I don't think he expected my figure 4 leg lock at BWE Lightning Slammakazam edition earlier this month. But I will say that was the one match I did want to have was against Sid, and I'm glad I finally got to face him.
explain to me your thoughts on the upcoming match in Halloween Horror 4.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty brutal match. Don't expect a wrestling match because it's going to be an all-out war. Because that a casket match is not a wrestling match. It's a type of match where you put the person in a casket and close it and basically bury them. So I don't plan on getting in that casket, and I damn sure don't plan on laying in there and letting him close the lid on me. This is Victor's first ever casket match. All I gotta tell him is he better know what he's doing and be aware and be ready, because at Halloween Horror 4, it's not gonna be easy. Now, right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I pulled my muscle in my right arm, and I got a pulled muscle in my leg. So, I'm not 100%, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from defeating Victor and retaining my BWE championship.
Alrighty, well, we will, that was BYW Talk Part 1. Stay tuned for Part 2, where my next guest will be Victor. See you then, everybody.